For this assignment, I have designed my own game. I've created mood boards, storyboards, and I've brainstormed ideas for my game. I've researched the target audience, and this is a video describing my game. The 3 words that I will give him were fantasy, adventure, and sociable. My brainstorm of my game is that firstly it's a fantasy game. It's a lot like the game World of Warcraft / with Skyrim, but a little bit more fantasy, more things that aren't real. It's got imaginary creatures like unicorns and dragons. It'll have animals, different types of characters, so like your elves. It's going to be an open world game, so again a lot like World of Warcraft. The difficulty can be changed, so when, for example, you're battling with other players or in your different quests, you can change the difficulty in case it's a bit too easy for you, or if you just start playing it and it's a bit too hard. There's going to be the scenery. The trees are all pink, along with the grass and the mountains. The ocean is going to be green, and then there's going to be 3 different worlds. One world is like a space world, another world is an underwater ocean world, and the third world is just a terrain world. You can't complete the game, but it's got lots of levels in it. So as you keep going up, you gain more points and your level goes up. You can collect items. You can choose to follow a storyline. So if you prefer to follow a storyline, then that's one of your choices. You can perform magic. You have swords, bows and arrows, just like your simple assets like that. You can choose what music you want to play, so it depends. Different people like listening to different music to different games. You can talk to other people on it, and this game's actually going to have its own social network. I haven't thought of a name of it yet, but its social network it'll have with it. It'll be a lot like Facebook, but for the game, so you can add people that you meet all around the world, and you can make friends with them. It's going to be mainly aimed at teenager plus, because after doing studies, I found like what the most age range is. You can chat while you're in the game if your person's online, or just with people near you can chat. There's going to be different planets. I thought of having maybe one planet where there's Earth and it's in a zombie apocalypse. There's going to be lots of different scenarios you can go in. You can... more levels, that means there's more things that keep getting unlocked. I'll show you my mood boards now. This is the mood board for the terrain, so all the trees, the floors, it's all going to be pink, very fantasy-like, very make-believe. It's not based on anything real life, this floor obviously, even though I found pictures of pink trees. Then the second world is going to be the underwater world, where this is a whole world where you're underwater. There'll be things like fish. There'll also be things that aren't real, that you've never seen in your life. And then the third world is a space world. There'll be things like time travel here and discovering different things. I did some research into the statistics of games to find out more about the audience. And 32.9 million people across the UK play games. 82 of them are between 8 and 65 years old. 51% of them are males and 49% are females, which makes it a game where I'm not going to aim it at gender, because nearly just as many girls as boys play them anyway. And 7 out of 16 to 65 year olds play games regularly and are using a gaming device at least 3 times a week. 72% play socially, and 81% haven't played a game in person with their friends or family. 24 to 45 year olds have the most number of players. So I thought aiming this at a teenager plus, no specific gender, and have it in an open world would work well with the fact that people like playing sociably. This is one of my mood boards. Not very good at art, but you can see a person's going to capture some dragon eggs. And then here they've got to actually fight the dragon to capture the eggs, and this is the health bar, and the dragon's health bar goes down. They have a backpack and they keep the treasure in the backpack. You can talk to people on it. You can go up to talk to people to hand in a quest. You can travel underwater in the underwater world. It doesn't matter what race or class you are or anything, you can still go underwater. So this is an example of a quest. It could say to you, collect the Serbian princess from Laguna Land. And this is actually in Earth, so the zombies are coming for the princess. You can battle other players and collect gold coins. You can level up, and when you level up it plays some music. And also as you level up you can collect new items, so that could be new clothing, new assets. The game will probably be okay for 13-year-olds and older to play. Some of the game will involve killing people and creatures. The audience is very important as it's who you're selling the game to. I've chosen for my game to be very vibrant in the way the colours draw you in and are different to the usual. Instead of grass and trees being green, they'll be pink. The game is going to be playable on desktop, but I'd like it to end up being a game where you can actually play it on Xbox and PlayStations. That way it'll become more popular and much more sellable game. Because some people don't like playing games on computers, people prefer to play it on the console. It's much easier if you're playing at home, you can play console much more comfortably. But then again, in a desktop it's still fun to play on. The game is an adventure game, but it will have some strategy puzzle games in. I'm going to add some bits of like maths puzzles in to try and make it a little bit more educational. I'd like it so the mechanics of the game make it a smoothly run game, a safe place to game, somewhere that you rarely get any trouble from other users. The mechanics, I wouldn't want them hard to understand, so there won't be a great deal of rules as it's a more free-for-all game where you can do what you like to do the best. I want the game's dynamics to be very addictive for it to allow the person to become sucked into the game easily. I believe I could make the game addictive by offering rewards if you level up or complete quests. If you discover new locations, there could be a reward in the new worlds. I want it so there's always something to do for the player, and that way it'll become addictive, so that they can feel like they've accomplished something and that the progression will make it addictive. When thinking about the 8 rules of fun, I want the game to have a sensation as to where when they're playing it they feel something, they enjoy it, they want to come back to it. It's going to be fantasy, so it will be an imaginary world. I want it to be narrative, I want it to be able to drive the player to keep coming back. I want there to be a challenge in it because it's always fun when there's a challenge in a game because that does make you come back. It'll give the player an urge that they want to master this. That'll make the game a lot more playable. The fellowship of it, I'd like a community where the players are active in it. The discovery would be part of discovering all the different world. The expression would be the fact that the person can change the avatar, the character, to be how they want it. It's going to be very, very customizable. Every aspect, like the face to the body, can all be changed. And the submission, I'd like the game to be a pastime. I'd like someone to think, oh God, I've had a stressful day at work, I've had a stressful day at college, I know I'm going to go play this game. In the game, to make it a bit of a challenge, I'd like it so that the player had to kind of take part. If you've ever seen the TV programme Crystal Maze, where they have to, whilst actually being in the game, they can see in a room and have to figure out some clues in order to get out of this room, and that could be part of the levels. It'd also be good if this game could be made into a reality game, so where they can actually see it. I think this game would fit really well if it were virtual reality. It'd be really fun. That would be really, really difficult. It'd be extremely fun. If I had to think of a name on the spot for the game, I'd call it The Undiscovered World. Thank you for listening to my video.